Do you know which plant has over 250 species of itself and is said to be used by Cleopatra as part of her beauty treatment? The same plant is also used for all kinds of ailments, including inflammation, autoimmune, skin problems, or digestive issues. Have you guessed the plant yet? It's called aloe vera. Most of you know this plant very well. You or your grandparents probably have this plant in your house for any scrapes or bruises that may occur. Aloe has been around for hundreds of years, but the science behind it is recently confirming the awesome benefits this succulent plant provides. So that is what we're talking about today. And joining me on this podcast is aloe vera expert Karen Masterson Koch. She is the president and clinical nutritionist for Aloe Life, an industry leader in aloe supplements. Welcome to the show, Karen.
Well, thank you so much, Bryan, for having me. You know that once I start talking about health, it's not the easiest thing to turn me off.
Well, that's a good thing, though. There's nothing wrong with that because there's so many people who are just seeking this knowledge and education that I know you have, especially when it comes to our topic today, aloe vera. You know, aloe vera, as we know, has been in almost every household in the world at one time or another, but most people just don't understand all the benefits of aloe. And that's why I really want to bring an expert on the show. And I didn't know anybody better but you to call. So thanks so much for being on the show today. And let's dive into the great benefits of aloe vera.
Fabulous, fabulous. I mean, the power of aloe is just got to be told because people kind of like disc it a little bit. They think that it's just for skin, but oh, there's so much more.
Oh, that's right. I mean, I was just telling my assistant earlier that I remember the days when I was a young kid and I would scrape my elbow or get a little cut. I always remember off in the distance, I would hear a little cracking sound and my grandmother would be coming running with an aloe vera plant to put on my skin. You know, and you're right. That's skin issues is sort of where it started for a lot of people. But now with the research and technology, we know so much more, right? Yes, the beautiful aloe plant right there.
Yeah, this is
That's
my office aloe.
It's beautiful. Well, let's start by telling me about why should people be taking aloe vera today? What are the benefits of aloe that we know now that's a lot more than just skin?
Well, I love jumping into benefits because that's what we want to know, you know, what's in it for us. And I was kind of a doubting Thomas. I did not think back in the 80s that it could do all the amazing things, the miracle things that were being talked about, like even for the immune system. I did not believe that. I was real cautious about my patients being a clinical nutritionist and health educator. You know, I cared about the money people were spending and we were spending in the clinic setting as well. So I wanted it to really be valuable. I didn't doubt that aloe had help to support, say, the skin. And even I knew that you could drink it. Still, yeah. I do believe, Bryan, that a lot of people still go, you can drink it?
Yeah.
I don't think so. But yes, you can. And it's not bad tasting. I say it tastes a little bit like a tomato juice with a bite when you have a quality product.
Yes.
So benefits, yes, digestion. Yes,
right.
Digestion. And people have gotten themselves in trouble, haven't they? So digestion, energy. Who would have thought? And the first time I actually drank it, because it wasn't until I was a professional in my adulthood that I actually working in AIDS and cancer and so many, you know, diseases, that I actually drank aloe. And energy, like drinking a cup of coffee. It was really quite remarkable. And so I didn't know how it worked or what it really did. And I did not know that there was a big difference in aloe products until I really started digging and found out it helps everything.
So many things. Yes, the list goes on and on.
And from head to toe and inside
right.
and out. Yes.
That's right. But like you said, the immune system, digestion, energy, all these benefits, we're understanding that all these chemical compounds that aloe vera has, it's over 100 actives, right? At least.
Exactly.
You know, with the polyphenols and polysaccharides and all these good things that really aid in so many things in the body, which is why we're saying it's good for just about everything in one way or another. And so let's connect those dots. Since we talk about immune system and so forth, we know everything begins with digestion, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, Karen, isn't aloe vera considered a bitter?
Absolutely. What a good question to start with. It is considered the king of herbal bitters. So there are other bitters. Golden seal is a bitter, but you're not going to take golden seal herb every day because it's too strong and it's not appropriate. It's more for infection. only. But with aloe, it's gentle. It turns on the actual digestive juices in the stomach, which the studies, the biggest human studies on health and how to prevent disease and live a long, healthy life from Tufts University shows hydrochloric acid is lacking when people develop diseases from A to Z. If they don't talk enzymes, even though there's value there, that's the pancreas. But the hydrochloric acid is for the stomach, and you've got to have a healthy body with plenty of B complex, and most people are void of B complex to actually have that flow. So when you take, this is the good news, you take an aloe that still has the yellow sap in it, then you get that payoff of digestion. And when your digestion works, you don't have heartburn, you feel energy, as I experienced when I drank a whole leaf juice concentrate with the yellow sap. And it really helps to absorb minerals better, which are very important. Most people don't think of it other than bone loss. They don't understand that immunity. Maybe they're understanding more how important zinc is these days with all of the COVID scare and issues that we're having. But there's a whole lot of other health challenges, friends, besides COVID. That's more lower on the list.
You know, I totally agree with you, Karen. I'm a huge fan of what you said about digestion. That's the place to begin, and how aloe can really affect that, because it helps with that hydrochloric acid in our digestive side, but it also helps with bile salts too, right? Or bile, or breaking down fats and so forth.
I'm so glad you're aware of that.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think that's important, since so many people are having their gallbladder removed, that aloe vera is a very simple thing that most people can take just for that pure digestion of their protein breakdown, their fat breakdown, and that just makes a lot of good things to happen downstream where it meets our immune system.
Aloe has been shown, the research has been shown. There's so much research now, 3,500.
It's crazy. I mean, there's tons of research out there.
Show how it helps absorb the vitamin C you get from an orange or bell pepper, but also taking an extra 1,000 milligrams a day, which we need, you get the value of 2,000 milligrams. And vitamin E, taking 400 IU, you get the value of 300% more, 1,200 units. So your immune system starts going, ooh.
I like to reemphasize that, Karen, because I know what study you're talking about, where they showed an increase of upwards of 300% of absorption with your C and E with taking aloe. So I think that was amazing. As far as, I mean, aloes really just help all nutrients to absorb better, you know, even though we got some studies on particular nutrients, but overall, this is why it's so important for your digestive system to take. And I'm a big fan of that.
Yes. So these studies that we're talking about, friends, are repeatable studies with people. And they were done at the University of Scranton in Pennsylvania with human beings. And again, at the University of Davis in 2007. And it showed not only that you had a lot more value taking these very important critical nutrients, vitamin C and vitamin E, that we die without. Okay, you get modern day scurvy without the vitamin C, you get arthritis. Okay, make sure you're upping your vitamin C and bioflavonoids. How can you do that with a quality aloe, like Aloe Life? I mean, that's my choice.
Exactly. No, I totally agree with that.
And vitamin E, this goes back to when I worked at the famous Livingston Clinic with Dr. Virginia Livingston, friends, in the 80s. She was a pioneer in immunity and allergies. I learned so much from this incredible, gifted woman. And she went to college at Bayer Medical.
You talked about the term, or you described aloe as the yellow sap. Describe what it means to have yellow sap, and what Aloe Life is, what it is, and how it's different from other type of products on the market out there.
Yes. Well, I know on your Zoom, you'll be showing the picture that is so beautiful. The indigenous people, when you go to Africa or other, Philippines, Indonesia, Greek and Italian areas, I mean, you have to have climates to grow the aloe, which are semi-arid, like Texas. Plenty of rain, you got that. Plenty of sun, you got that most of the time. And unfortunately, Texas gets snow too. So that's where we had to take our certified organic fields down to Mexico, certified organic, and we test and test to make sure you've got the best. So thank you so much for that. But going back a little bit in history, they didn't have to have approval from the FDA, which we have. We have to do extra stability testing because we don't use high heat to process the leaves that we make sure that we harvest and get them out of the fields. And that's a challenge with many people because the labor costs to get them to the processor within 24 to 48 hours maximum, because these valuable immunity factor polysaccharide that you mentioned and our long chain microscopic carbohydrates, kind of like what you get in a potato or something, they're in a chain, the carbohydrate, but when you ingest this polysaccharide mini sugar, it stimulates our macrophage, little Pac-Man in the blood that are amazing, and they'll gobble up anything that's not supposed to be there. Fungus like Candida, viruses, bacteria, MRSA staph, any kind of virus, any kind of flu virus. And we have people with incredible results that call us on our 800 number and tell us, and the staff shares, and we're all excited. So we're like minions in the office, just yeah, because it does get results. Why is that? Because the indigenous people with the yellow sap, they would just cut the mature plants. Okay, when they're mature, not your house plants. The house plants have value, friends, especially if it's the Aloe barbadendis or the arborensis. So of the 300 species, there's only 4 that have immunity factor that's greater than all the others. So that's why Aloe Life only harvests from the barbadendis, and the leaves get very huge. They can have to be at least 2 years of age. And if they sit in the fields, they will degrade the immunity factor. I think I mentioned that. But the yellow sap won't develop in your house plants. So if you're looking for it, if you're cutting that poor little plant, you're going, oh, it's just white, there's no yellow. It's because it has to get older, mature, and have all of the actives, and the soils have to be rich. So we only grow in incredibly beautiful volcanic soil. So when the trace minerals and the macro minerals and the other nutrients are in the soils, then it really allows the plant to absorb them. And that's why Aloe Life only uses certified organic and reaches full maturity. So you're going to taste this full, wonderful, just explosion of minerals. And that's what's missing when people develop disease. They're not getting these stimulus catalysts of trace minerals, molybdenum and vanadium, and to actually help the pancreas make insulin.
When you give the body the tools it needs to do its job, it can do its job. And that's what aloe is, just one of those things with so many, nutrients in there, those trace minerals, those vitamins, and all the antioxidant benefits and so forth. So it really gives the body a well-rounded approach to try to heal what's damaged in the system. And like you said, the beginning, with so many digestive problems, immune problems, detoxification problems, this is where aloe is really shining for a lot of people, because we don't always know what the body's missing with the person. But you give aloe, it's encompassing a lot of different nutrients at one time. One serving is all they really need to start with, right? One more product I want to quickly mention for you to go over, because not many people know this. You'll also have a product, I think it's an intimate moisturizer for women. Yeah, I want to briefly discuss that, because I think I've heard some great comments from women on that product that, where a lot of other products out there on the market has caused some issue or another, but this one I've never heard a complaint about. So describe why that might be.
There's no product like the Personal Gel by Aloe Life. So why it's so special? There's only 2 of our products, our Personal Gel and our lotion, that we actually use the inner gel, because it's not quite as astringent. Skin gel works as an astringent, and it actually rebalances the acidity pH of the skin, but it's more astringent with the whole leaf. It gives you more nutrients and all, but it's a little bit too much for delicate tissue, okay, of the vaginal area. It's just a little too astringent. So it's clear. You'll see the beautiful calendula flowers on the label. Calendula is an amazing support herb that we put with our aloe. Again, aloe is a carrier. So it carries the calendula deeper into the tissue to lower inflammation. So if you have the terrible interstitial cystitis, the vitamin E is quite lubricating as well, and healing support. The vitamin A is also very important in the zinc that we put into that formula. So it helps it's acidic. See, skin is supposed to have an acidic mantle to keep fungus from growing. And when people don't eat properly, they're out of balance. And I say 50% raw, 50% cooked, and then you have to have at least 50 grams of protein a day, or you throw the pH off. And so when the pH is off in the vaginal canal, you're going to have much more infection, open for fungal development, candida, and just really terrible because it hurts and it's very unhealthy for your body to have this infection brewing. So what we have found is the personal gel actually comes in as a first aid product, start feeding the cells that are very unhealthy from not having the circulation. When you have a lot of candida, even fungus that actually develops, you're not getting the circulation and the nutrients. Many people are lacking. That's why they get in the problem. They're not eating high vitamin A rich foods that help immunity and they help lining cells, whether it's inside the GI tract. Okay, that's why I like fish oil so much with vitamin A, and it comes with D because it comes with added extra. It helps lining cells. So, but in itself, as a product, the personal gel actually helps first aid and start stimulating the pH to rebalance, and that the fungus dies. We've had people reverse yeast infections just using the personal gel.
I've heard those too as well, Karen. I have. That's why I think more people need to know about this product for that issue. So I definitely think it's a wonderful product they have. Everything Aloe Life has been wonderful. That's why it's been our number one seller out there.
Brian.
I want to make one more statement. A lot of people come in with taking 10 different products and said, hey, I'm tired of taking pills. Can I just get everything in one pill? It's aloe that I suggest as being the best multivitamin out there for people. So, because it's so packed with all these nutrients, and it really is one of those plants, those herbs that do so many things for the body. And that's why I think it's so important, kind of forgotten in its own way as not just a house plant, but really more of a therapeutic type herb out there that most of us need to be aware of again. So Karen, I really appreciate you coming on the show today and really help providing your knowledge and what Aloe Life has done for our industry for a long time now.
Thank you so much. It's what we do, and bless you guys, and always be proactive so you don't have to be reactive, friends. Okay, choose health today. Choose Aloe Life too. It's a shortcut.
Definitely will. It's definitely a shortcut. Thanks so much, Karen.
My pleasure.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Healthy Approach podcast. Be sure to subscribe if you like the podcast and help us spread the word by rating and sharing with your friends and family. If you'd like to learn more about Aloe Life products, go to sunflowershoppe.com. That's shop with 2 P's and an E, or visit us at one of our 2 locations in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.